Hello, welcome to the 2022 World Cup Preview Show. I am Enzo. I am joined by Mario and Luigi.
It's the time to a preview of soccer,
It's
Luigi.
Yes, it's my brother. Hey.
I don't think I can do this the whole time. It's me, Mr. Dabraki.
And it's me, Mr. Paris.
Welcome to the show. All right, the World Cup is upon us. Who's excited about the World Cup?
I am.
First time the World Cup has been in the winter. Usually it's a summer tournament, so this is kind of odd.
And what you told me, the next time it comes is going to be on our turf.
In the U.S., 2026.
That's
We're all going to have to go
huge.
together.
That's huge.
Okay. Well, we got 8 groups, and why don't we take a look at the groups? Enzo, start us off in Group A.
In Group A, have Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands.
And who do you think's going to come out of Group A?
I think there's Ecuador and Netherlands.
So for our viewers, every group will have 2 finishers at the top that advance.
I think you're right about one of them, but this is why we like it, because we don't know. Go ahead, next one.
All right, let's take a look at Group B. In that group, we have England, Iran, United States, and Wales.
Who do you think that is coming out?
Well, I think United States and England. What do you think, Mr. Paris?
I do agree. I hope so, because those are the most traditional powers. And
Although you got to be worried about Wales with Gareth
Wales
Bale.
is excellent. So that's like between United States and Wales, that's I think where we have to look at. That game is going to be
Huge.
very important.
Yep. All right, Enzo, Group C.
In Group C, we have Argentina, South, Mexico, and Poland.
And who do you think's going to come out of that group?
I think there's Argentina and Mexico.
I would agree
Yeah,
with
that's a
that.
pretty good bet.
I would agree with that.
All right. Group D is France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia.
Who do you think that is coming out?
Well, I think a good bet would be France and...
It depends on who wins the Australia-Denmark game. I would tend to say historically Denmark would win that, but
Yeah, that could be a good...
Australia is
has come on in recent years. Sneaky good.
Yeah. So that's going to be a nice one. So France definitely, and then I'd say Denmark.
All right. Group E, Enzo.
In Group E, we have Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan.
And what do you think, Enzo? Who's coming out of this group?
I think there's Spain and Germany.
This is
It's hard not to say Spain and Germany.
This is almost like a power group because
Japan is really good
And-
lately.
Costa Rica has done well in the CONCACAF
That's
as of
fine.
late. But I think Spain
and Germany,
and Germany
are
are
world powers.
world powers. All right. Group F is Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia.
I wish we were in this
Who do you
one.
think that is coming out?
This is a tough one. I thought about it because kind of like the way Australia is sneaky good, Canada has come on lately. But I have Belgium and Croatia.
I do have the same. I have the same on that.
All right. Group G, Enzo.
We have Brazil, Serbia,
Switzerland.
Switzerland,
And Cameroon.
and Cameroon.
Yeah. And who do you got there?
I think that's Brazil because I am from Brazil and my
Of
favorite
course,
one.
of course. And Brazil is traditionally outstanding
Yeah.
at this. So yeah, you have a good reason to say that.
Yeah.
And
The other
what-
3, I would say Switzerland maybe.
Yeah, I had Cameroon
You
coming
did?
out of the
Yeah,
African
okay.
Federation.
We'll see.
But I think it'll be a toss-up for second.
That game will be interesting.
Yeah. All right, Group H is Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea.
Who do you think that's coming out?
Well, Portugal, I think, is an easy
Oh, I have
guess.
another one.
And
yeah.
I think it's going to come down to Ghana and Uruguay.
I think Uruguay is excellent.
Yeah.
They're such a small country, but they have so many really good players.
Yeah, Cavani.
And Suarez
Yeah.
and all of that. Like, I think because of they're so small, but they're so good. So I think Portugal and Uruguay in Group H.
Well, we won't have to wait too long because the first match is Sunday, November 20th. We're excited. All right, now that we've previewed all the groups and looked at our top 16,
Mhm.
let's get into our favorites.
Mhm.
Enzo, why don't you start us off? Who's your favorite?
My favorite team is Brazil.
All right, we probably figured that out. Enzo is from Brazil, and yeah, they're a top squad. Why don't we break down? Let's break it down.
Historically excellent.
Excellent. Enzo, let's start with the defenders. Who should we be looking for during the games? Well, who are the players to watch, starting with the defenders?
Defenders, I think there's Dani Alves, Thiago, and Marquinhos because they are the best defenders from Brazil.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty strong group right there.
It's hard to find a group stronger than that.
How about midfielders? Who should we be looking midfielders?
In the midfield, I think there's Casemiro, Fabinho, and Lucas Paquetá because they are one of the best midfielders.
Oh yeah, I mean those are some solid guys that play in some big leagues across the world. How about the forwards or the strikers?
I think there is Gabriel Jesus, Neymar Jr., and Vinicius because they are the best stars in the team.
It's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody across the world loves Neymar
It's
Jr.
hard to argue
And
with that.
they have a pretty good keeper squad, but who are we looking to as the starter?
I am looking to Alisson because he's like the star of the team.
Yeah, excellent.
He's excellent. He's
So I
very
think
good.
Brazil has a really good chance to win it.
Well, of course. They always do. And that's something that is always true.
And how about you guys? Who is your favorite?
Well, I'm going to take someone out of South America, and they have one of the best players in the world, in Lionel Messi, and I'm going to go with Argentina to win it all.
Wow, okay.
I think that's a pretty good pick.
That's a nice, safe bet.
How about you, Mr. Paris?
I'm gonna go somewhat safe like that. Like the best. If you're talking about best players in the world, I think the best player in the world comes from Portugal. So if we're going for the best player in the world, I would back him. Is Cristiano Ronaldo? He's the best player in the world, in my opinion. So if you're asking me who's gonna win, I'll go with the guy who's the best in the game right now.
So you're taking Portugal.
Yeah, I am.
All right. Now, that being said, I think Mr. Paris and I, being from the United States, are also considering the U.S. as one of our favorites.
I have a lot to say about that.
So we're going to break that down in just a moment.
Here we go, guys. Right? What are we here for? Change the way the world views American soccer. We're not going there just to be participants. We're going there to compete. We'll be the youngest team in the World Cup.
It's a grown man goal from the U.S. Wonderkid. Missing through the middle. Broke out beautifully. Putting on a show with Reina. Intense. Win at all costs. Type of performance.
Okay, guys, why do you think that USA is going to improve in the World Cup?
Well, they're improving because they have had, like, of the last couple World Cups have been very poor showings for our country.
Yeah, the last
But-
one, they didn't qualify.
They didn't even show up. So I think going forward, the new generation has started to pick up. Like, you get Sergio Dents, you get Pulisic, you get Tim Way, you get the young kids that are starting to become the next Dempsey, Donovan. Like, so I think it's encouraging because they are starting to become better as they get more exposure to the European leagues and the big clubs. Our country is getting better at this sport, and that's why I think the U.S. has a chance to have a good showing because, like, even Yedlin, like, he's been around for a while, but can he make the jump? Like, can he be Marcus Smart? Can he be the guy that we need? Like, I think Pulisic, of course, is a stud, and Dents is a stud, but I think we're in a good spot to push forward a little bit and try to be good.
Okay, who is the USA's players to watch?
All right, well, Mr. Paris, let's break it down. Let's start with the defenders. Who are some of the players we should be looking for?
Well, I think Dest is, I already said it previously, but I think he's excellent. He's young. He's going to have a good career.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, Yedlin, and I think someone we haven't mentioned yet who is a big kind of fullback kind of guy who's going to defend that center is Zimmerman.
Oh, okay.
So I think those are some players to watch there.
But especially on the back end, if you're asking me about defending, I think it's Turner for me. He's a really good goalkeeper. He's strong. He's tough. He's American. Like, will he stand?
Homegrown. New England Revolution.
That's, you know, like, it's kind of like we like that too much sometimes, but he's really good at that.
Yep.
Like, he's going to stop. If you shoot it, he's going to stop it. And that's it. So, I like him.
In the midfield, I think McKinney. Obviously, he's been
Can I
doing
say
well.
something else, too? I want to see Reyna play. I know he's
yeah.
like a baby. He's like 18. But his father was captain of 2 World Cups. His mother played in the World Cup. He's
got some lineage.
Let's let this kid run and go.
Yeah.
Like, I would put him out there and just, if he makes a mistake, fine. But I would trust his pedigree.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's something I want to see. Like, I want to see him play. He's 18. He can play 18, 22, 24. He can play in multiple World Cups.
Yeah.
I want that. Like, we need that to build that lineage.
And rounding out the midfield players to watch, I think we have to go with Musa, another young guy. And now here's interesting. Aronson is actually listed as a midfielder, but I think we're going to see him in a pushed-up forward position as an attacking midfielder.
My thing with both of those guys is they're so young that if we give them the experience now, we can build on that. Like, we haven't had that in a long time.
Right.
Where we've been like, oh, Dempsey was great and Donovan was great. But they didn't get great until they were like 30 years old. Like,
Right.
these kids are 18. Like, get them out there.
Yeah, and the last time they were
Get 'em out
successful
there.
in the World
Get 'em
Cup
out
with
there.
Dempsey and Donovan, we're
Get 'em out
talking
there.
2010, so
Get them out there.
it's been a while. All right, then we have an interesting group here with the forwards. So these are going to be the guys that the U.S. needs to lean on to score goals. I think if you're a soccer fan, everybody knows Christian Pulisic from Chelsea.
Of course.
He's probably the most well-known name on the roster. You also have Tim Way, who's kind of been around for a while, but I think has some gas left in
He's
the tank.
not old, though.
No, he's not.
He's
But like you said, he's got the experience. And from FC Dallas, another young kid, right? Help me with this one, Enzo. Ferreira.
But this is what we've wanted. You can't start at the end. You start at the beginning. Like, these are kids. And when I say kids, I say it like they're playing they're college age
18,
kids.
19, 20, 21.
But if we invest in them now and they grow into our team, that's what we want. That's what you need. That's what the world does.
Yeah.
And that's what it's been like for Messi started at 18. Ronaldo started at 18. Like, all these guys have been like around for a long time. Why don't we just push them? Why play someone who's gonna retire in 2 years when you can play someone who has 12 years of experience?
Right,
left?
in multiple World Cups.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think the United States has finally realized that we need to go on the younger end, and maybe we take our lumps now, but we practice with them, we build them, we make them better, and that's how we get to where everyone else
And I
is.
think this squad here with Coach Berhalter, after
He's-
not qualifying,
He's impressed me.
after not qualifying for the last World Cup, I think this team was on a mission. And all right, here we go.
Yeah.
I think, all right.
Roll
I don't
the
know if
sleeves,
I don't know
roll
if
the
I don't know if
sleeves.
they're going to win it all. I don't know if they're going to win it all. But
No,
I'm telling you, I think they're going to advance out of their group.
Look at this.
They are going to at least win. They're going to win in the round of 16. They're going to win a quarterfinal. Let's go, baby.
USA! USA!
USA! USA! And Brazil.
And that too. Oh, by the way, that too. Yeah.
All right, boys. That just about wraps it up. I think we did a nice job of looking at all the groups. We have our favorites: Brazil, Argentina, Portugal. Of course, we think the U.S.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thank you for joining us today in the 2022 World Cup preview show.
Yeah, and thanks to these guys, because I could talk about this all day, but I'm happy to be involved with this because a lot of hard work has been done by this student, and a lot of hard work has been done by this teacher, and I'm just happy to be here. So, thank you guys.
Well, just a quick
Thank
story.
you.
When Enzo got here last year, halfway through 7th grade, I was on recess duty, and the first time we met was over a soccer ball.
Yeah.
So soccer is the international football, is the
Yes.
world sport, it's the world language, and we're all excited.
It is the most popular sport on earth.
Yep.
When you think about that, like when we talk about basketball and football, the World Cup, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
So
We're
I'm
excited.
really excited for it.
Enjoy the World Cup. Check your local listings. Games start Sunday, November 20th,
Yep.
and are on for a whole month. I cannot wait.
There's the United States plays 3 times at 2 p.m. So we'll be just getting out of school. You can go home and see the second half. You can
Perfect.
go home and see DVR it, whatever. But I'll be doing that.
What's that? Oh, we have a special guest analyst.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
it's Regan Costello from Hall Chat.
Yes, yes.
Who's your pick for the World Cup?
Oh, I think we know. USA! USA!
Hey, it's about
USA.
time. It's about time. We gotta do something in the world.